Everyone ready to have a good SEP P&L with all the hedgies back to school from the Hamptons and the volume, and they certainly came in a bad mood. And I think what set off the mood was bad Chinese data. Anyway, it's 11:03 EST. It's time for Mike and me. Mike, on a big red day. I'm sure you're finding some things to do, and I know you're a contrarian, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're buying some China stuff here today, with China really being the catalyst for a big risk off day. Are you
You know what, Coach?
doing any of that?
Well, not really, because I don't have time. If you go to what the market did this morning, this was it's only 11 and change, and the market obviously opens at 9:30, and it's just been a slow bleed. I know.
Yeah,
And now I went from playing offense to now I'm playing defense. I'm not looking to enter anything new. I'm underwater of some things that I'm like, some things are holding up. Should I this as I show you my screen? I'm not sure if I should take off a winner if the rotation is. I'm playing defense. That's
okay.
all answer your question.
All right, I just wanted a quick update. I was looking for a low in the Dixie when I was bearish, par 50. Um, Look at this. Par 51.5. I promise I'll clean it up. As Mike says, I'll
I'll
do
do better the
better.
next time. Yes.
I'll do better. Anyway, I put it out in the room.
Nice.
If you get
Really.
rallies up towards 102.5, that's the sell zone. I'll go over areas, which I did Friday. Go back to Friday's video on long entries in Euro, cable, Aussie. Aussie, I was talking about 66.5 when it was up here. If you shorted it, congratulations. I'm just going to stick with the trend, look to buy it. Euros, anyway, I'll give you the levels tomorrow. Um, so, uh, uh, a lesson in patience or maybe luck. We're getting a pretty good break in the minors. In fact,
Oh,
I'm starting to get tweets about that the minors suck. They're never good.
I
You
saw
can't
the.
make
I
money.
liked it. I
All
liked your
right.
tweet. I
All
saw that.
right. So that's what we need.
I'll
He
watch
said,
it. It's my
you
job to
know,
watch.
he said they're never good. Anyway, I said, don't say never. Don't say always. Not in the markets. People didn't think VIX could go to 60
No, you
a
say
month
never.
ago.
It's harder to change a bad opinion in the market than almost a bad trade. An
Yes.
opinion, don't have opinions. That's
Anyway,
one thing
so
you should get.
there's going to be some great buys in the minors. I want to see more of those
But
tweets. I'm not.
okay. I need to ask you something.
Go
There were
ahead.
the only things that were taking flow. And yeah, no, you know what? I think I would have done it again, if you will. I'm an AGQ. I went long silver, miners,
Okay.
triple.
I just saw a buddy of mine sent me an article that they have a new battery that's going to be using silver. And he's a mining analyst
That's
for,
good, better than
50 years. He's asking me if I think 2350 is achievable in gold. I don't know, but Samsung silver battery revolution,
Coach.
faster,
Yeah.
longer range, and cheaper.
No, I heard that about lithium, and I get it. First of all, I understand.
Okay, so
Now my trade turned into an investment, especially in a triple ETF, which I don't like doing. That's what I'm most upset about. It's
well,
not
this
like I'm
was the
over.
level I was talking about here. I said, everyone say, "Oh, you missed it, you missed it." I said, "We might have a chance to buy it at 28."
Is this
Here
it?
you are. Here you are.
Well,
Okay, and
everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face, as they
right.
say.
So
So
I mean, I there's nothing wrong with buying silver here. Nothing. You
hold on? Does the move down and why, as was your segue, change your opinion on the technicals?
I this I could do a fib, but this is a retracement. I wouldn't be long if it ever took out 26, but I mean this is probably like a 61.8%
It's horrible.
retrace here. This is what you want. If you miss the first wave, this is the pullback that you wanted. Just like in the dollar, if you miss a dollar, you want this rally you're
Adding
always
to
going to
silver. No, no,
it
I
could
got you.
still be this could still just be a pullback to buy
No,
in
you're going to get the
silver.
highlighter. It's going to get the
Yeah,
as usual, but it's going to get
yeah,
the highlighter.
yeah. So
Any
maybe
silver
the
stocks, coach, so I can add to my losers in a broader view.
Well, you know what? I'm waiting. I'm not going to try and catch this falling knife in SILJ. Why would I buy this here? You know what? Look at the RSI. So maybe silver holds up better than the miners if the S&Ps are weak for a while. But I wouldn't buy this here.
No,
Um,
neither would I. And that's why
GDX, GDX sitting right on a 4-hour 200 day. And if I look at a daily, let's see. Yeah, I'm not a buyer because look, we're right at the 50 day. We take out the 50 day, we could trade to the 200 day. And by that time, Mike, you know how many tweets I'll get about how gold and silver are archaic relics. They don't work. I should just have stayed long S&Ps.
hopefully not that many more than silver at this moment because that's what I'm
Okay.
looking at. But I get your point.
Anyway, you know, I've been looking for this level since here, and we never got down to it. We may grind it, but this is pretty classic 3 drives to a top formation, especially on the 4-hour. I mean, I don't know why. Where was I? Wasn't Why wasn't I shorting it? Is what
Yeah,
I'm asking myself.
probably because
Uh,
probably because you would. Oh, coach, you know what's turning into the junior widowmaker, if you will, though it's a bigger entity. Oh, wait, this is a wasted year trading oil and oils. It's a
Look
wasted
at
year.
all. Well, okay, great
You're gonna
point.
catch it. What? Look.
Great point. Because I said, and you know, I caught people. I put this
We
out,
did.
caught this one.
Uh-huh.
I bought the Fibber Trace and took only 80 cents out of it and put BE stops in. So when it did this, I said it has to hold 75. No one should have been long after it took out 75. So, you know, here we are breaking down.
Even
I
the
mean, you know,
stocks, they're just a
it's a
waste.
breakdown.
It's a waste of space on my screen. I like trading because they run in groups. You know,
Yeah.
I like trading. Ooh, there's a
I
picture
wouldn't
of me.
ignore the natural gas though. Okay.
I'm not
You
gonna.
know,
I
I
saw
know
it.
the Widowmaker, right?
It's
But
just listen.
I looked at the weekly and maybe we get one more low, but this too could be setting up a long-term 3 drive to a bottom, or we're putting in a higher low, the first higher low here, and it could turn into a head and shoulders. But this is much more of a buy, whether it breaks to new lows or not, than just starting to short it. Um, I think that if Europe has a rough winter, even though we're not exporting to them, that our natural gas prices will go up.
No, I
So
appreciate
anyway,
that. And, you know, I think the same way. I
all
actually
right,
do. But they have to think about something, coach. That's a freaking 5-year chart. You know, you
yeah.
get underwater in natural gas for like a week or two, that's when it starts to hurt.
So use less leverage. Okay, you know that's what you have to do on real
Right.
volatile commodities and stocks. You don't lever up the way you would on something else that has lower volatility. But you know what? I think this is a big deal. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the market could do it without Nvidia. But this is a big deal that we're taking out last week's lows. Yeah, I mean, it's got to get back above 116 in a hurry, or we're on our way to much lower levels. So, Mike, do you think that if we were about to have a huge move to the downside in Nvidia, and you know, who knows, by the end of the day, they could reverse it, but we could, you know, see 90 again. And if we break 90, Katie bar the door. That's not good action. That's a second lower high in NVIDIA.
No, it's not. No
And
matter what
the
it
market,
is, it's
and
poor.
it didn't do much when the market was strong Friday. So I think this is could end up being a kind of a negative signal for the market. If we break down, start taking out 110, then you're talking 90 again.
But look at the real. I mean, that is regardless what the entity chart says. That look at AMD. AMD was the one really that
You
all the
know, I
semis are
mean,
getting.
Bitcoin under pressure, everything's under pressure. And
I'm not under pressure.
anyway,
Look at that.
you're not under pressure. So, but I think some of these things that are under pressure, you have to look to be a buyer, but not the things that are breaking down, like Nvidia. It might be over for AI for a while.
No, coach,
Uh,
like, you know what? The price, you know what? It's at our level, your level, you're allowed to have an opinion trumped somewhat, not wholly on price action. Price action. I understand. I get it. You have to look outside. you know,
The fundamentals.
well, the real money is made in this business is holding the winners and compounding, and that's the way you have to look at it outside of catching something correctly and getting giddy, if you will. I'm not saying I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what pros do. Okay, so
That's correct.
and that's
That's what I
what
do.
you do. Amateurs do what I still do sometimes. Like I'll catch a move and I'll take it, and because I think I'm so good, I'm going to get catch the reaction. But I'm in the bathroom or I'm out, taking a walk, and I miss it, and then the big move happens. Instead of taking it, I should be looking for add-ons. Just use one example, like the bearish trade in the Canadian was up here, but the second signal was the breakdown under 36. So a lot of people said, well, 36 is support, I'll take it, right? But closing back under 36 was an add-on signal. So that's what the good traders
Well,
do. They add
okay,
on when they have more reasons to build the position, not add on to get a better average.
coach,
That's
I don't
something
know.
I do. That's what
I
I
do too. I
still
brought it
do.
up. But I'm
Yeah,
saying is that, that from what I see, I mean, that's a pretty big move. It's a big move. And I'm
yeah,
taught to take big moves. It might be
yeah,
more, indicative of what's going to go on in the longer term. I get it.
yeah,
But like I say, it's the hardest thing in the business. I could, if that was against me, I would build out that thing. I'd be like, oh, I'm stuck in it for a month and I wind up getting out of it probably even. But if it's working for me, I should put in twice the effort to actually coddle the winner. What that being saying is I get it. It was a good fast move. It's the hardest thing for traders to do is watch their winners,
yeah,
get back some money and compound. We speak about it all the time.
yeah.
I'm still working
It
at
is.
it.
Yeah, I am
It's a
too.
fundamental, by the way. It's not a lack of looking for financial instruments or
No, it's
it's
all in your
no
head.
well, it's
It's
knowing
all,
yourself as a trader at this point. At our level, it's us against us. It's not like, oh my
yeah,
God, what's
it
happening
is.
today? That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. I never get burned by the market. If I get burned, I do. It's self-inflicted wounds.
Absolutely. You know
But
me. I don't even take cues or I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't even take entities predicated upon stock cues, TNA. I'm not saying, some people do it well. I,
all
I
right,
don't.
so that's we're back from a long weekend, and I'm interested in. I noticed I was in the room, and there's some call buying in the queues that you were
There
pointing
are.
out.
There are.
So that's interesting to me that, and they're going out to where January.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So not everyone's bearish on a down day. They're taking advantage of this weakness. What are you doing here today, bro?
Well, there's my screen, as I say. All right, how about this? I'm long.
A
Where am
lot
I
of red.
long? VST.
Okay.
Okay, now GEV was one of the stocks that was taking call volume. Thank God I exited the majority of it. Uh, VST. This was a stock that I was very comfortable with building a position as a market. It finished positive, had a good close. It's with the sector of
Yeah.
it's just like that. Now it's down $7. Thank God. I think I have 3,000 shares. And you know what? I was aggressive on this all day on Friday too. And
I didn't expect this today. I mean, things were, there there wasn't any, you know,
oh,
Hezbollah action, or that's a nice little candle it's putting in right here.
that's why I'm
Like if
buying
they
it.
could turn it. Um, yeah, so I mean, to me, this I felt the dollar could
Hitting
go
on
nuts.
smart route trade view. I'm sorry. What that
That's
coach?
a,
I had to plug the
oh,
route.
that's okay. Um, yeah, so I thought that we'd make new all-time highs this week.
How about Newmont? Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, what am I in? Let's get a bit to me. Okay, so I'm in a
so I
VS.
was talking about puts in Newmont, and it never really hurt me too much on the upside. Just took longer, right? I mean, I put the chart up last week in the room in Newmont, and it probably was 51 or so, and it stretched at 54, but it never blew out the divergence. But GDX is such a much weaker chart, which means Newmont's a better buy because that's the one that really did better on the upside. It's holding better on today's decline.
Mhm.
So Newmont's your best of breed again, Mike.
Okay. No. Coach, net over time,
Yeah, it
that
came back.
thinking is going to get
You know,
you.
it had
No.
its out of favor time, but you know, the last 6 months or so from the March low, it's proved itself. It came back like a champion and doesn't it never really gave much back on $20, $30 breaks in gold. So Newmont would be a you know a high on the list relative strength leader for the miners
This is bad.
when it's time to buy them. AMD, I don't know. Maybe it
So let's go to my
maybe
screen.
it could
Okay.
still hold 120.
This is what I'm thinking. If I was to turn on my screen, I'm thinking, wow, I must be down a lot of money. No. Is that the VIX is up, but there's still some red. Look at VFC. Think I had that long coming long. I have a couple
Yeah.
of retailers, I'm
Wow.
not gonna lie, thank God. Still some low
Nice.
floaters that are acting well, BOF, things always on my screen, the hot stocks are on the bottom right. So now SMCI at one point was up 18. But we've seen SMCI down 100 when Nevada's been positive, i.e. last week. So now is SMCI positive, meaning that Nvidia is going to put in some sort of bounce? I don't know. PayPal, is down 19 cents. I don't know. Oh, Mo,
That
wow.
looks all right.
Which one?
PayPal.
It does look okay. But seasonality, and this is normally the worst month of it, but I'm just giving an opinion. I'm not
I
in it.
mean, from what I've other things that I've seen, that SCMI wouldn't buy it. It's got a breakaway gap to the downside. I'd rather be late on that one and let it prove itself to me than try and be a hero. Prudence over valor.
Another one. Bravo, coach. You're on a roll. FCX. All right. So you
Yeah,
like to, it might have given the shape.
ugly, ugly.
I know it is. I thought,
What do you think?
thought that.
I mean, it wasn't much of a rally.
Fuck. I dropped the ball on that one.
All
And
right.
even if you had the 200 day, you get squeezed. I've
Yeah,
taken worse
I
pain from
mean,
44 to
it
45.
didn't look ugly until today, but now, today it looks ugly. Today, I think, is an important day. Copper is down 3%
So
on China. So, yeah. Uh, well, let's face it, all the industrial metals are under pressure. It's oil's an industrial, it's down. Natural gas is down. So that's a story with copper.
Marvell.
Yeah.
Marvell had earnings on Friday.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
wouldn't
lot
know what
higher,
to do
trust
with
me.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd,
everybody jumped in. 82. Now it's 80. $10 move. Like 3 hours of trading.
Charlie Bello showed a chart that this is the most long U.S. households have been in stocks
46%.
forever.
Is that
You
correct?
saw that chart? Yeah.
I liked it. Coach, brilliant. Actually, I'm more happy about myself than I'm following. Yes. I
Yeah.
went, oh no.
Yeah. They're in.
No, you're right. Everybody's in.
I
Yeah.
tell you, who would like to see a 30% sell off here?
David Hunter.
No. Donald
Peter
Trump.
Brand.
Donald
Who?
Trump.
He's going to get it because if he's in office, that's what's going to happen. I'm not going
No,
to.
he wants it before the election.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
Well, so
because
would I.
all right,
Everybody.
all right. If everyone's long in America, all the households are as long as they've ever been. If we're headed towards November and the market's under pressure, um, they're going to vote for Trump because they remember good days, even though there were good days
So did
under
Carl
Biden
Icahn.
too. Huh? I'm just saying
Yeah.
he would like a 30% sell off in the
Okay.
market to win. He'd have a lock on it.
I hope it happens fast so I don't go through that
All
slow
right.
bleed.
Well, hey, look, it's already September. It's only a couple months away, man.
That's true.
That's fast. I don't know about you, but time
Oh,
flies
it's
for
fast.
me
Well,
now.
when you're over
Huh?
EMPH taking calls, another
Yeah.
stock that has some support. Made a nice pop with solar. General
Yeah.
Motors. I mean,
Yeah.
General Motors is is it over? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know what's holding up the best?
hold on.
Financials. Financials. I mean, the
Correct.
XLF is hardly down.
Goldman Sachs is down 20 today.
Goldman, but the XLF, that doesn't look good. That does. See, JPM looks all right.
Sorry.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
there we
look
go.
good.
Yeah.
CVX doesn't look good. That was Chevron, right? All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that doesn't look
Chevron
good. Yeah.
as opposed to Exxon. These two normally went
Yeah.
toe for toe.
Neither of them are a trip to Hollywood.
ALB, another lithium stock that looked great. All of a sudden, you think it's going to break out from
Yeah.
94. You know, this is a Barron's. No, it's a best of breed lithium, if you will. Everybody knows it on the thing. They know it's true. All of a sudden, you know, breaking out from 95. You know, you think it's got a 95. You think it's going to 100. Usually, if they're like, all of a sudden you turn around today 81. It's a $14 move, coach. I'm not saying I got 8,000. I don't have any, but you know, yeah.
Is SQQ one of your most actives today?
Let's check. SQQ. People don't know what I do sometimes. You think it's still the track is still open in Saratoga. Most active. SQQ number 3.
There we are.
Well,
all right. So pull up the daily on it, please.
Sure. Hold on.
Because getting through 850 is important on the daily for the minimum of a retrace move from 1160 to 780. But
Didn't let my ego get aside here on Intel. Started building a healthy position. I said, nah. Went to 2040. You know, 21 to 2040 in this type of days. You're not going to get. You're not going to get the 50 cents back.
Yeah, and that doesn't look like anything bullish either.
What are we looking at?
SQQ.
Oh yeah,
daily.
You love that thing. Looks okay.
All right. Yeah. So if it was a stock, you'd be buying it. We're about to come out of it, right?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to take out. So we're at least going to retrace from that, near 12 to under 8 for a trade. But where if it takes out, what's that, your 200-day moving average here?
Yes, sir. If you can see where it is right here, 1108.
Yeah. Mine comes in. You must be using a exponential one.
I very
simple.
This is the answer. When people ask me what moving averages I use, I say simple.
Okay, simple. Why? All right. Because so back above that high, or anyway, it could be a 3 if I was a bear, or a C, and I would look for a breakout over that green line for a move to 15. That's a pretty bearish outlook. Otherwise, the bullish outlook is we're just correcting this recent decline and we're going to make new lows. But today's action is pretty impressive.
Leave it there if you like. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have.
This is what Jesus says today. Bottom line, what's this? 1116, not seeing anything different. This is what we've been seeing, two-sided trading in old familiar names. Otherwise, a few selected spots still seeing bull flow, and it's my job to bring it to you. So, you know what I mean?
Micron. Yeah.
Okay. Micron November.
Billy
no, 60 coach. This Micron bullish action, 16,000 bull bet. That doesn't. I could do that. Well, I'm saying too.
Yeah. So. I could do that.
Volkswagen.
I wouldn't deserve a headline on that. Anyway, I know what you're saying. GM, they're buying calls.
Visa high.
But they're buying SEP 13, so it doesn't mean.
They go on Visa. What am I going to do? Buy Visa here? Which we should say, well, Visa, XLF, yeah, Visa, MasterCard.
That looks
great. The whole world goes into more debt.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? So do I buy Master? Do I buy 1,000 MasterCard saying, well, if it's a 485, it's going to 500?
All right. Well, that's why XLF is holding up because they're a credit cards.
Procter & Gamble, I bet you, going higher. There you go, Newport. How about this one? I know it.
That's defensive. Procter & Gamble's defensive.
Kimberly-Clark.
Defensive.
UNG Green, defensive. Boyle. Triple ETF for those that are a little more. Oh my God, GM. I'm a coach. I don't want to be. Oh, we're gonna wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
All the money.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you wrap it up. You're better, but I don't want to. This is rookie. Well, I shouldn't say that.
All right. You know what I want to do? I want to thank all our viewers that have been, liking our content, commenting on our content, coming into the room. Saying a lot of positive things that we're helping them out and adding value to what they're trying to accomplish because it's not easy. So, Mike and I and Alexis are going to try and put out content that's going to continue to help you. We can't click your mouse. That's your job. We have a hard enough time with our accounts. So, but you're going to learn. You're not only going to get ideas, you're going to get the whys behind them. I think a lot of people know my 3 drive technique now and how I use RSI after being on the air. I think we're getting ready for our 4th anniversary in October. There have been a few changes, but Mike and I think, are on our 3rd anniversary. There was some other stuff for the first year till we got it right. Like everything else, it takes time. And so I want to thank you guys. If you want to thank us, spread the word about who we are and what we do, because it's no cost for anyone to, we don't have a paywall up here. All right. So we're not teasing you with content. So you could really get our good stuff if you pay us $1.99 a month. Okay. You can always get our good stuff. So thanks again for supporting us on YouTube and in the room. And, uh, let's make this thing grow like a mushroom going into the end of the year and help people during what's going to be not the easiest time to navigate. I don't think you just buy an index and, go on vacation for 6 months
Now,
anymore.
listen, I'll leave it. Questions, comments, suggestions taken. You know what I mean? Not to be brutal, but we're trying to. I know what I got it all. Like I said, it's me against me and coach. So whatever content you think is better by the critical mass that you want that we bring to you, please let us know so it could either A, bring more, B, delete it, or or delete it. I'm not giving, I'm not here to preach my style. My job is to convey Wall Street research, upgrade, downgrades, trades that I'm making, unbiased. You're free to ask me. It's my job to give you the tools. You want it? I'm there to give you I give you the knife, the spoon, and the fork. It's up to you if you're an animal and you want to use the fork like this, or you want to be nice and demure and eat it like that. I'm not telling you how to use it. I'm telling you what you need in order to do it and take money out and fill yourself up every day in the markets, whether it's short, medium, or long term, net over time. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's it, Coach.
Okay, man. All right. Well, that's a wrap, everyone. Good hunting. Let's have a good September.
Okay, thanks for sharing, everyone. Cheers. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, Mike. See you,
Okay.
buddy.